Hello and welcome back to Evolved Models with part number 11 of our Spitfire Mk.XVI build. In the last video we prepared the wingtip lights by dipping them in Tamiya Clear Red and Clear Green. I've now taken the time to attach them to the rest of the build and we need to get them primed and ready to go. As always, I'll be using my favourite AK Primer Micro Filler. Before I attach the wingtip sections, I use some Tamiya masking tape to cover up the lenses. It's about time we got some colour on this bird, so first of all we're going to do the underhull section in the medium sea grey. It's my first time using MRP paint on such a large area, so we'll see how it goes. Just remember to give the bottle a good shake because this stuff needs a good mixing up before use. Again, I'm just doing a quick test on paper to see how the flow is. This stuff's a bit different to your normal acrylic. We need to shoot it at a lower air pressure, so I'm just testing to make sure we get it right. Following my normal process of laying down the paint gently, building up layers, the paint isn't going down quite as thick as I need, so I'm going to step it up a notch and put some more paint through the brush and see what happens. We can see it's going down a bit better now with a lot better coverage, but it's still not amazing. I think if I drop the air pressure down next time and pour some more paint through it, it should level on the surface and give us a better finish, but that's learning for you. And here we are a short time later. The paint's gone down, but it's not amazing, I must admit. We'll just put this down to a learning experience. We've got a few other small pieces to do in this colour and then we're ready to rock. One of the benefits of this paint is it dries pretty quickly, so we can flick it over and do both sides of these pieces all in a short period of time. Off camera, I've taken the time and I've masked up the canopies. I've stuck them down with some crystal clear, which means we should be able to remove them later on. Now, bar individually making tank tracks, I think I've possibly found the most frustrating part of modelling, trying to mask off a spiral section. Now this is my first attempt. And here's my second attempt with a different type of tape. Well, that was a fail. Let's go on to my third attempt with yet another type of tape. Well, if you don't succeed the first time, keep trying, and on the fourth time you may get it. You may have noticed there's no audio on this part of the video. That's because with the amount of bleeps that would be needed, it would start to sound like a European trance track from the 80s. At this point, I realise it's not going to be perfect. There may be some hand painting needed later on, but the main swirls at the top look good. And there she blows. We just need something to hold it while we paint it, so I'm going to put a bit of white tack on the inside of it and stick a cocktail stick through it. Next up, we need to take care of the end tips of the prop. I painted them this nice yellow and I want to keep it that way. We're going to spray the props and all these other pieces black, so I'm just going to mask these off to keep them protected. And here we go, ready for paint. We've got the main prop section, we've got the twirly nose cone, and we've got the base of which that prop sits on, all ready for the jet black paint. Again, I'm going to be using MRP paints, and this time I'm going to be using jet black. At the end of the day, black is black. I don't know if it's just me, my perception, but this black paint seems to lay down a lot better than the other two that I used. Maybe it's this airbrush, the needle may be slightly different, but it's going on rather nicely. As mentioned, this paint dries quite quickly, so we'll be able to see the fruits of our labour quite quickly. As expected, the paint's looking nice, this base part is looking good and the prop itself is looking wicked. Taking the masking off the ends leaves the nice yellow tips. It looks pretty good if you ask me. And this is now the moment of truth. Does the spiral look any good? Has the paint leaked underneath the masking tape? Overall, I think it's come out pretty good. It was pretty difficult to manipulate the tape around the tip of the nose cone. But with a small bit of hand finishing later on, it should be alright. There are only a few bits that need a bit of a tidy up. And I think it's time we had a bit of a test fit just to see what it's all going to look like. Time to lay down some of the colour on the top of the bird. You can see I've spent a bit of time masking off as not to get overspray on the bottom that's nicely painted. The Spitfire is going to be painted in some of the traditional Spitty colours, so I'm going to go over the whole of the top in ocean grey. My plan is to lay the green camouflage over the top of this, hence I've not pre-shaded any of it because it's not going to be seen through 2 layers of paint. I've lowered the airbrush pressure down a little bit and intend to lay down a lot thicker cone to paint. Seems to work better laying down a thicker coat. Here you can see me removing the masking tape from the bottom of the elevators. I don't want to leave such a distinct line, so I'm going to spray from a 90-degree angle, hopefully getting a nice feathered edge between the two surfaces. Well, that's all for today folks. Hope to see you in the next video.